time on the Mustang. It's a lot of couplers, a lot of clamps. I'm gonna guess it's probably I said 50 in the last video. It's not 50, obviously. I'm gonna take a shot in the dark and say it's probably 15, which is still twice as many as it needs to have on this car. So I'm gonna start tearing it down, see what all I have to add into the piping. I can see now the blow-off valve or diverter valve is using before on the hot side. There's the IAT bung, which is going to be 3/8, and the SCT MAV flange. So all of that has to be added back into the piping. But I'll start tearing this down and show you what we got. Just to clarify, there's nothing wrong with couplers as long as it's coupled and done the proper way. When I do charge piping, I always bead roll every pipe, and that was a big perk back to when I first started doing charge piping back, I don't even remember what year, probably 05, 06. You can do it, bead roll them, proper couplers, clamps, not have a blow off problem on piping separating. This one I'll show you close up. The first coupler I was about to take off is a coupler stacked on top of another coupler to make up for the size, which is clearly not the right way to do it. You got to get the right size couplers for a proper fit. But anyway, that's basic stuff. I just want to address it. So I'm going to start tearing this thing down now. You can see the coupler on top of a coupler right there. And I haven't even started anywhere else, but that's a problem. Alright, I've got the cold side off. So far it's 7 couplers on the cold side. I'm going to go ahead and move to the hot side. You had a good old hole in this tube and fan intercooler that's been silicone shut, which would, under high pressure, would never work. One of the complaints of the owner, he bought the car like this, was how the piping actually fit. So you see how the hot side wraps around and goes under the bay and back up to the charger. I'm going to reroute that. I'm going to go to a better and shorter intercooler. As you can see, this is blocked off from here up, so it's not getting airflow across it. I'm going to go with a 6-inch tall precision core. Do a hot tank mod, and I'm actually going to wrap the pipe over and bring them both back up through the passenger side. That way, he's doing a restoration on this car and wants to put the fender lining back in. He can get the fender lining back in much easier, definitely on that side, because there won't be any piping over there anymore. And I'll get this side to be where it's going to fit tight together, and there'll be minimal trimming. So yeah, I'll get this up, get these other couplers off, and show you what I'm working with. How many couplers did I say? 15 at the beginning? If I said 15, I think I hit it right on the nose. Just counting, it looks like it's going to be 15 couplers. Which is, you know, twice as many as it actually needs. Alright, got it all off, and it is 15 couplers. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Get this off now. Again, like I said, most of this intercooler is blocked off by the bumper beam. I'm going to go to 6-inch long core or tall core, which is going to work out great since you have right now 7 inches of this cooler showing. With a 6-inch, I can get it up level with the bottom of the frame, so it'll sit a little bit higher. Plus, I'm going to take the intercooler, weld tabs to the top, drill and riv nut this, so I can bolt it straight to the bottom. I did a Supercharged Challenger basically the same way. So I'm just going to get this off, Get the other intercooler over here. Make sure it all sits how I want it to sit. Go cut some tabs, weld them up, drill this, riv nut it, and at least get the intercooler mounted before I mod it for the crossover pipe. All right, I've got all that off, and what I want to go do, I'm going to go grab my scale and bring it out here, just to show you comparison on intercoolers. And it's so hard to show this like online when you're selling them. I'm just going to weigh the two intercoolers. A lot of people like to think, oh, I just got to go with a big intercooler and all you see is surface area, and you really don't see anything. And by surface area I mean obviously the size, how much area is in the front, how much air is going to hit it. The simple way would be, oh, that must work the best, and that's not always the case. You can go with a smaller intercooler that's a much more efficient core or more efficient design and be better off than going with a big intercooler that's really a piece that's not that great of an item. So I'm going to grab my scale and I'm going to weigh this bigger intercooler, which is like 31 by 12 by 3, and I'm going to weigh the smaller intercooler that I'm going to put on it, that's, I want to say 26 by 6 by 3.5. So let me go grab that, just give you an idea of density and a weight comparison of the two. The old one. 13 pounds 2 ounces, or 4 ounces. £12. Alright, so we had basically twice the surface area, but basically only a 2 pound difference. And what I'm trying to show you by showing you that is the smaller intercooler is more dense, it's more densely packed. The bar and plate design is going to weigh a little bit more. It's going to be more sturdy. It's going to be more efficient. This older intercooler is just not it. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and get this new one up. I'm going to put it where I want it here, measure out how far I want to make the tabs on the top, and I'll go cut some tabs. I'll cut those out of some 125 aluminum, so they'll be thick. Since I'm only going to brace it probably from the top, it'll hang and won't rattle back and forth. It'll be a sturdy fit. So I'll get this up here, look at it, and go from there. So I'll basically come off here, here, and I may end up doing one here actually by the time I finish. I've got the two mount plates cut and drilled for M8 bolt. Pretty simple, no need to make this complicated. I traced out where I want to put them on top of the intercooler. Now I'm going to get the torch swapped back over to get ready to weld these 2 pieces up, or 3 pieces up. And again, this is, a lot of people ask about my aluminum welding settings and what I use. Man, I keep it simple. This is a number 5 cup that's probably got 1,000,000 miles on it at this point. I got a bunch of them, I just don't change them out until I have to. Arc Zone is where I got it from. TIG 200. This will probably be, I'll probably set it on 145, 150 amps, and control it with my foot, see where it goes. Oh, I know where it's gonna go, but control it with my foot, wait for the puddle, make sure it looks like what I want it to look like, and I'll tack these on real quick and get it done. I've got the car marked and I'm putting the riv nuts in now. I say this all the time, or whenever I use it on camera. This is one of my favorite tools to use when you actually need it. Instead of using like sheet metal screws or whatever, drill it out, riv nut it, make it a threaded bung, and you'll never have to worry about it stripping out or coming out or a screw falling out. I said earlier I was going to do it M8. Actually, I'm doing them M6. Whatever I drilled last time, I made it M6, so it was already set up for M6. Like I said earlier about doing the crossover pipe, now that I got this where I want it, I know it's sturdy and I've got room up here, I'm going to take the intercooler back off, cut this inlet back. I'm going to take a cast 90 and I'll trim it back just a hair, bevel both of them, and we're going to make this a turn up. That way I'll build the charge pipe to go across, over, and they'll both come back. And I know some are going to wonder, well, why not just do a vertical flow intercooler? Well, I could have done a vertical flow, but if I'd have done a vertical flow, and again, I remember I said this is 6 inches. It's the perfect height. If I did a vertical flow with a 2.5 inch inlet at the bottom, then it means I would have had to make the tank at least 2 3/4 inches tall. So all of this would have been in tank. So it would have only been showing 2 inches of core for airflow. So the better bet was to do horizontal flow and a crossover pipe to get full coverage here to here, because the inlet to the bumper and this space is going to match up to make sure it's actually getting airflow. Pretty straightforward. You see I got that cut off, trimmed off one side here. I'll 90 it, and the crossover pipe is going to run behind the bumper beam, just come out on the other side. That way you're not having a bunch of couplers to blow off. It's going to be tight, and you can actually put the crossover pipe, I'll be able to put it on before I install the intercooler, and then set the whole thing up and have both inlets and outlets on the wall. that is it. I'm going to stop right there for now. Intercooler is mounted. The crossover piece made. So next time I come in, I'll be able to start working on the pipe and laying it out how I want to lay it out. And I'll probably go ahead and add a bottom mount to this the next time I take it off, so it'll bolt to one of the holes across the bottom as well. So again, thank y'all for checking it out. I'll be back to it in a couple of days and get some more work done. I appreciate it.